Hello, it's Ronnie Sandlin over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I write advertorial. So I've got a client I got to write an advertorial for. So I'm just gonna walk you through exactly how I do it and make good money doing it. So first off, you got to have good music. So little Dirty Bird, got to put that on. Keep it down for the video, but it's very important to be in a creative process when writing an advertorial, when writing something that's going to, sustain and fund your lifestyle, right? So the advertorial I'm writing is about franchises. Okay, so this is basically this is an attorney that's hired me to find more to get him leads for people that are that have businesses that maybe want to franchise their business. So it's very specific, right? I just want to show you that no matter what the vertical is, advertorials work. Okay, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to find business owners, right? So business owners, what do they have? What do they want to create? They want to create money, right? They want a lot of money. So that's why the number one. Number two, a lot of business owners, want to save money because, they have to save a lot of money to even open up their business. And just in general, anytime you can hit them at some type of cost effectiveness or some type of hack in order for them to do something on a shoestring budget type of thing, business owners love that shit. It's like fucking, what does it say? Like sugar to infant. I don't know if that's the saying, but it seems reasonable. Something like that, right? So here we are. That the title that I use is How Ambitious Franchisees Have Turned Modest Investments into Seven-Figure Businesses, right? And I'd like to take credit for most of that headline, but what I do here is I find, okay, so I go to I go to find magazines or online articles of where the demographic I'm trying to target, where they go. So business owners, they read Entrepreneur Magazine, right? So I went through Entrepreneur Magazine and I just looked up franchises, right? So that's pertaining to my subjects. And, I got some good ones here. So I can just kind of see how they've done theirs. I found this one because the headline was so compelling, right? So I use Forbes in a lot of this because you have to understand they've built multi-million-dollar businesses, right? So they've done billion-dollar businesses, a huge business. I don't know if it's billion, but they run some numbers, right? So they've done a lot of the testing for you. So as it's somebody that doesn't have that type of budget and not have that type of editorial staff, I'm going to rely on their extreme amount of expenditures and just kind of pigtail, piggy goat, what is it? You get a big piggyback. I don't know where I got piggy goat from. I'm really in the creative process right now. So I'm going to go ahead and meet the ambitious franchisees who turn modest into bustling businesses. So I copied and pasted that, but I changed it a little bit. How ambitious franchisees have turned modest investments into seven-figure businesses. It's more impactful, I think. So I kind of just try to improve and make it a little bit more pop, like boom, right? Okay, so the next thing I do is I try to find an image. I haven't even written the advertorial, but I'm just showing you my process. I come up with the headline first, then I come up with the image. So I just went over here and just Googled franchises, right? And just trying to find something. The trick is, you want it to look like this might work, right? And look where it's from, entrepreneur.com. You want it to look like what an article would have. Actually, I might actually use that other one. That one's pretty good. Let's use this one. I like the beer one. See, the one that I picked out, let me go back. I had already picked out one, but I've seen that one. Now open. I mean, I don't know until I test. That's kind of a low quality image. Let me see if when I open it up, yeah, it's too low quality. See how granulated, pixelated that is? I don't want to use something that's that. Let's see if there's other ones similar. Okay, well the one I have, but you get the idea. The one I have works, and here it is. So and it's big. You notice it's not pixelated. If I were to zoom in all the way, but it works. And Okay, so that's the next thing I do. I use WordPress because it's easy to create these type of like edit magazine type website looking type things, um, and that really works for me. So I recommend that you do too. So I'm gonna do drop cap. I like to do drop cap because it makes it look super official. Like damn, like only like the New York Times and shit uses drop caps, right? So like they see it's a little psychological things. They see a drop cap, they just feel like damn, that drop cap makes this whole article looks like some trustworthy shit. So let's go ahead and use that. Modest investment in seven-figure businesses. Most economists agree that we are slowly but surely moving out of America's recession. Most economists, most of that we that let's say that America is slowly but surely moving out of recession. Many entrepreneurs who were, you know what's funny, real quick, I still to this day don't know how to spell entrepreneur. Every time I get it wrong. There we go. That's right. But I am one, and I don't know. I still can't spell it right. Many entrepreneurs. Oh, I think I still spelled it wrong. Oh my god. Spell check. Many entrepreneurs are seeing huge opportunity to grow their business during this new economic revival. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit publish real quick. I'm gonna put that in finance strategy. I'm gonna tag it franchise. I'm gonna hit publish. Now it's obviously not done yet. I need to create a whole article. I want to get a feel for it. I'm giving you this is kind of how I do it. Okay, you know what? I need to see the image, so I need to make sure that that's featured. Okay. Every theme's a little different. Okay, so if you are on a WordPress theme and you don't see some of these options, don't freak out. This is just sometimes theme specific, like that is. Okay, how ambitious franchisees have turned modest investments into seven-figure businesses. Most economists agree that America is slowly but surely moving out of the recession. Many entrepreneurs are seeing huge opportunity to grow their business during this new economic revival. Okay, that's fine. So there was kind of a lot of space right there, so what I do is I just put in where's the line up with that. That works. Okay, so put a little space right there. Okay. See, now you're starting to look like an article, right? So I write one paragraph at a time, and by paragraph I mean two sentences. I know that that's not a traditional paragraph, but it's just let me assure you that if people see a bunch of paragraphs, it's too intimidating, and they're not going to read it. They'll read about two sentences at a time, and every two sentences you have to sell them on the next two sentences. That's what I found. That's what I found to be true. So test it out. I know it's not the best grammar, but you see a lot of the big blogs right now, all the big like Daily Beast, and even some of the New York Times I think is even doing this now. We're splitting it up into two sentences. It's just more readable. Okay. Many entrepreneurs are seeing huge opportunity to grow their business during this new economic revival. Businesses, see, how do I do this? I have terrible businesses who were able to weather the storm are in a prime position to grow and expand their business because of the So I don't want to make it too hypey because they're huge or fantastic. Remember, there's a fine line between overhyping and being subtle. So I want to be a little hype, but still not seem like there's, it has to seem unbiased. Businesses who are able to weather the storm are in a prime position to grow and expand their business because it still isn't still there. So businesses who were able to weather the storm are in a prime position to grow and expand their business because America still has an uphill climb out of this recession. I'm not too worried about grammar right now because I have somebody that I run it by. She does all my grammar stuff. I highly recommend you work with her. Her name is Ashley Wayland. But reach out to me and I can give you her contact information, and she will edit all your stuff for really really a good price. And she's really amazing and understands how to move the bottom line forward and still have good grammar. So businesses who are able to weather the storm are in a prime position to grow and expand their business because America still has an uphill climb out of this recession. Many business owners are taking advantage of the. So what I'm trying to portray is there's a lot of opportunity because there's cheap labor and there is there's still deals to be had because the people are still trying to do gain. People are trying to negotiate, taking advantage of the discounted. No, I don't want to make it seem too like shady or because there's many people that are taking advantage of the. There we go. Businesses who are able to weather the storm are in a prime position to grow and expand their business. Because America still has an uphill climb out of this recession, many business owners are taking this opportunity to build their empire while their competitors are scaling back. Yeah, baby. See, that's enticing. Like, ooh. See, like business owners, they like to think of themselves as like like they're the victors, they're the winners. So like anytime they're like, man, my competitor's scaling back, I can get ahead of my competition. Playing into their ego, okay? Play into people's ego. It's one of the easiest things to manipulate, and people love themselves. So any way you can just stroke their ego and make them feel like they're somehow going to be a victor and they're going to get something for nothing just because of how badass they are, people love that shit. And that type of writing has made me a lot of money. Stroke people's egos. People love. I love my ego stroke. Tell me how good this video is after you're done with this. Trust me, I will be very nice to you if you tell me that. Businesses are able to weather the storm on a prime position to grow and expand there because America has an uphill. Okay, so that was good, right? So now I see those two paragraphs kind of opened up the sales part. So, now I have to refer back to franchises and seven-figure businesses. So I kind of need to answer that was that question, but answer that headline or give the examples, right? So, weather the storm. So now I want to do like a quotation. I love using quotations because it looks all super legit. No, I don't want to say cupcake. It's too obvious. So with the headline, with these block quotes, I love using these block quotes because it really makes it look really like an editorial thing. And we want to just use something sensational, right? So something that really draws the attention. Doesn't need to be a full even thought. It's just a sensational, just something that's like, fuck, makes them want to read this article more. Okay. So now let's take a look at it. What I do is I like to update and then just kind of look back and say, okay, what does this look like? That looks good. So that's not block quotes. So we gotta make sure it's block quotes. So boom. Put that bitch in a block quote. By the way, this music, right? That music though. How does this not get you the right? Trust me, download this music, just Dirty Bird. You'll write the best copy of your life. Promise you. That is unless you hate this type of music, and you probably will hate it. You'll not write a good ad. Okay, so cool. You see that? Block quote. I have been able to increase revenue by 600% simply by franchising my business I worked hard to create. Right? So cool. That was pretty good. Pretty good. All right. So now I want to do like a quote, like I'm quoting somebody. So just what I do is I write the quote that was saying. I try to base. I do base it off reality. I'm not just trying to pull bullshit out of thin air. But I'll write the quote and then ask the person after I've written. I'll send them the article and say, "Hey, do you mind if this is what I quote you?" So that case, they could say, "Yeah, I said this or whatever." So base it off of reality, and then contact the person and say, "Hey, do you mind if I quote you?" People love to be quoted. Play into their ego. Say, "Look, I love your business. I love to quote you in this article that's being written about me." That way you get some exposure, right? And then you run the ad. They'll be stoked because they see their name everywhere. Like I've actually had people that I've quoted like share my article and share my advertorial because they, ego. It all goes back into ego. You play into man and his ego. Oh my God, you'll get anything you want if you play into people's ego. You'll never be poor if you can play into a fool's ego. When the recession hit, my business obviously took a big hit. At first, I was worried about how I was going to be able to provide for my family and for my employees and their families. See, now I'm I'm hitting some of their pain points. Everyone no, let's not put that much. I was going to be able to provide. So my plumbing business. How you spell plumbing? I don't think that's how you spell plumbing. Maybe it is. Yeah, it's with a B. Okay. When the recession hit, my plumbing business obviously took a big hit. First, I was worried about how I was going to be able to provide for my family and their families. Then I realized the biggest hurdle was starting a new. No, let's not go that direction. The biggest concern in plumbing was having a creative brand and marketing the company. So I'm just making this up. Okay, so I'm just writing a story, right? People are like uncle. People love to be looked up. Then play into their ego. I think everyone has like some type of nephew or little kid that looks up to them, that wants to be like them. Because of course, who wouldn't? They're fucking cool. The guy's a plumber. Of course, he has somebody that looks up to him. So play into their ego again. It started with my nephew. Oh, little puppy, the little nephito came and looked up to me. Yeah, people love that shit. It started with my nephew. Always looked up to me. And how much he wanted. How well my nephew did. How well my nephew did. Okay, so I hired peer liqueur franchise to make sure this was a wealth asset that could bring my family income after I'm gone. So here I'm really really appealing to the family part. after you're gone. People have kids, tugging at their heartstrings. So now I bring back this block quote. Right. Oops. Where's that going? And the creature by simply. Ted. See, I can't even spell Houston. All right, perfect. Now we want to do a quote with Pierre. Business. So I'll do a little highlight. Okay, so now it's pretty much done, right? In the past 2 years, I've increased my revenue. Franchise is a great strategy to grow your business. So I re-quoted Pierre. If you'd like to learn more about franchising your business, you can contact Pierre Lecoeur. And now I do the call to action. I highlight it. So let's update it and let's take a look at what it looks like. All right, that looks like an article. So I'm gonna run that by my editor later. She can go in and make sure the grammar's good, but I'm gonna start running an ad to it right away. So I'm gonna go over to my Venture Insider Club. All right, we're surprised more business owners aren't franchising their business. Okay, whatever. You create the system, they do the work. All right. See, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I'm going to run an ad to that bad boy. So I'm going to come over here to one of my ad accounts. Okay, I'm just going to hit boost. On my other. Oh, you know what I did? Okay, so I went over here to Call 8. I kind of ran through that real quick, but I use Call 8 to track my numbers so I'm able to see what leads go to where. So I forgot that I actually just did that. So I want to go over here and edit this post again. Take this number. All right, and add it to my account. I kind of spaced out on that. All right, so take this number. Now I'm going to use that to track all the calls that are coming in, right? So what I can do is two things. I actually, with this particular client, he just hired me to write this. But if, let's say, I'm doing lead generation, I can run this ad and track all the calls that I'm getting and charge him per call, right? So maybe it's like $100 a call for these calls, right? So if I get 3 calls a day, I make 3 hundies, 3 Benjamin Franklins. All right. Now I want to make sure it's updated. We're back to this ad. So I like to do hard demographic type stuff. So we'll do work, job title. Let's do owner operator, because typically a lot of people say they're owners of all types of shit, but typically an owner operator, if they put that in their title, they really operate. You don't get your random like, I'm the owner of record labels Bad Boys Incorporated. No, you don't have to see them say owner operator. You definitely don't want to use CEO because you'll be like, oh my god, I didn't know there was 100 million CEOs in America. Go figure. Okay, and I'm gonna up the age. 30, 65 plus is good. So it's 470,000 people. I'll bump this to $10 a day. I like to do $10 budgets, $10 test budgets. Let's hit remove. I'm gonna hit remove right desktop because why? Because that looks like an ad. I don't want it to look like an ad. I want them to think it's an article. Mobile, desktop. You heard? All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and launch that bad boy. Booyakasha. I'll just test that, see how it goes. Hope you liked the video. Let's take a look at it one more time to look at the masterpiece. So there you go. There's an advertorial for you. You're welcome. Hello, it's Ronnie again. It's the next day. So I wrote this ad on Sunday. Today's Monday, as you can see, August 17th. And so I've spent only $2.34 to market this ad, right? This advertorial, right? But check this the fuck out, right? $2.46. Here's the number that we used, franchise, 877-280-5210, and I'll even show you over here. So this is the Advertorial launch website. So 877-280-5210. And I'll just refresh again. Last time I checked it was 2. Okay, so still 2. 2 calls. 2 calls from $2.46 spend. So, you know what? It's like less than $2 a call. That's fucking crazy, dude. That's crazy because this is a high ticket item. He closes he only needs to close 1 or 2 of these a month, and he's making substantial income. Okay, huge income. So, you know, if he's getting 5, 10 calls a day, right? Then just imagine if he closes 1 of those a day, he went from being lucky to close 1 or 2 of those a month to being able to easily close a couple of them a week. So, I mean, literally it's going to change this guy's life that I wrote this advertorial for. You know, he's a real cool attorney, so, you know, plus he paid me, which is also very cool. A lot of money. So, anyway, you hope this was fucking rad because it was rad for me. I don't know if anyone else like posting videos like this. Nobody, because people are too scared. They need to go to church. They're too scared. People are always telling me, Ronnie, why are you posting these videos, man? People are going to rip you off. People are going to da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, dude, people are already ripping me off. People are already ripping me off. I might as well make some money from it. You know, I might as well, you know, put my brand out there and say, you know what, I'm the guy, you know, writing these ads instead of just letting, you know, people rip me off and not making anything off of it. So here it is, man. I'm showing you guys my fucking system. I think it's cool. Okay, now I'm rambling. See you later. Bye-bye.